Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the South Node conjunct the Sun in a natal horoscope. As most of you know, the South Node is connected with what we may overemphasize or accentuate very strongly, generally in the first part of our lives. And I kind of look at this as the redundant spot in the horoscope, and it's something where it's a point in time it may become monotonous, and then at that point in time we often feel compelled to go to the North Node placement in our charts. And while not necessarily eradicating the South Node completely, we may integrate it at least a little bit with the South Node energy. Now, and the Sun, as we know, is our basic needs. It's our inner character, while the rising sign is our facade or astrological mask. The Sun is the, I guess you could say, the true you, and it's our basically our basic wants, and it's also can be connected with our creative expression. But anyway, people, the first thing when I look at this, okay, the Sun conjunct the South Node, we look at the South Node can be overdeveloped qualities. This could be something that maybe depending on the South Node's placement, it may show something where we really put a lot of energy into perhaps something which may have been to our detriment to some degree in the first part of our lives, especially now, or your lives I should say. I don't have the Sun conjunct the South Node, so this could also be something where there might be like a distortion of energy and vitality. There might be something where maybe this person feels like really energetic one moment and wants to do a lot, and then the next moment they might feel somewhat lethargic, and the energy just they feel like it's been expended and not really want to do much. It could also show certain vacillation between introversion and extroversion. The person might want notoriety or want some recognition at one point in time, and then the next moment they might be like, well, I'm going to don't really want this kind of any recognition, or they might go to, become somewhat secluded at the next moment and become more withdrawn and introverted. So you might have some vacillation and distortion as far as that goes. Now, when someone has this a lot, we look at this conjunction, and it can indicate where a lot of times when somebody has the South Node conjunct a planet in a horoscope, it can indicate depletion of some of the energy of the Sun, or I should say depletion of energy. In this case, the fact that if somebody has this conjunction with the Sun, the person might literally feel zapped from time to time. This person might wind up sometimes spending spending some more energy than he or she should on something, depending on the house it falls in. If it's in the third house, say, it might be something where it's some kind of communications, or there might be things connected with siblings that they had to overemphasize. Or if it's in the fourth house, it might indicate something where there may have been some kind of maybe dilemmas or some problems at home where they felt obligated to, or maybe obligated in their own mind, but maybe had to put more energy than what was necessary into it, and thus feeling maybe as far as energy maybe depleted as far as that goes. And obviously the sign does play a role as well. If it's say if it's in Leo, there's going to be, if you have the conjunction say in a masculine, or I would say extroverted sign, there's probably going to be more likely for that need for that extroversion, and it might be if you have it in an introverted sign such as Cancer, you're going to be more inclined toward maybe avoiding the limelight, almost at all costs. So it's going to depend on, a lot of it depends on the sign and the house placement of this conjunction. And it could also indicate that maybe there might have been some issues connected with the father, maybe in the early part of the person's life, that might have been to the person. It might be some issues or some dilemmas connected with him that maybe this person had to work out at some point in time. We'll look at this conjunction, and a lot of this is something where it's more emphasized, whatever, as I've stated, with the possible the feeling of maybe energy depleted, maybe figure more prominently in the first part of the person's life. However, when you have this conjunction, you have obviously the north node is going to be in opposition to the sun, so that is a negative as well, and the north node in opposition to the sun can indicate that perhaps the expression maybe for leadership might be suppressed in a way, as well as the creative side of this person. This could be, it doesn't mean that it's impossible to overcome this, but it just means that those energies to be expressed might be a little bit harder than if it was in a positive aspect. Obviously, if somebody has this has a number of aspects to the north and south node that are positive, this would help alleviate some of the tension caused maybe by the south node conjunction to the sun and the north node in opposition to the sun. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the sun conjunct the south node in a natal horoscope. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the sun sextile or trine the south node in a natal horoscope. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.